Now, there are three different types of badasses. There's badass, motherfucking badass, and ultimate motherfucking badass that has built-in shades. Look at that badass motherfucker. One of my subscribers wants me to make videos that are easier to fab to. This is a review of a game that will have some spoilers, so this is your warning. And the video game is Deus Ex Human Revolution. Okay, enough of that. I won't do that anymore. Sorry this video is extremely late. I was actually planning on making this video and uploading it on the day that it was released. But as I was progressing through the game, I kind of figured things out. I first had a lot of bad things to say about the game, but now that I finished the entire game, I want to go over everything now. I still have a few issues with it, but overall, it was a great game. A lot like the first one, Deus Ex, The Conspiracy, it had the same feel. Unlike the second one, don't get me wrong, the second one was okay. A lot of people didn't like it, but it just didn't exactly have the same feel as the first one. This one had more of that feel. It was probably as long as the second one. I was actually hoping for it to be longer, just like the first one. The first one was extremely long. But the plot was definitely as complex, I would say. It definitely kept me guessing. I was expecting some people to be, you know, in on it, and they weren't. Now, there was this one thing that was consistent throughout the game. I can't quite put my finger on it.
I don't want to hurt you. You're a civilian. But I will if you don't give me a choice. If you didn't want to hurt anyone, you should have stayed home tonight.
Smoke.
Help me.
Smoke.
Shit.
Smoke. Smoke. Deus Ex Human Revolution is brought to you by the Tobacco Company. In the future, smoking takes a comeback. As far as graphics go, I was actually expecting it to be just a little bit better than what it was. However, you have to put into consideration the amount of audio that they add into this game. Even, you know, characters that don't matter at all. You know, just you know, civilians, the hobos. They all have things to say, and they can say a lot. You know, when you're able to choose what a character says, you know, you have several options. You'll have several different types of, you know, reactions from the characters. And so that's a lot of audio. As far as design goes, it was really beautiful. Like, you know, the clothing, just all around the art was really, really nice. When it comes to the music, I was really hoping for the original theme song and the original tunes to be in this one, as it was in the first one. However, that isn't entirely the case. I did recognize some of the little tunes, you know, placed, you know, in certain parts of the game. That was nice. I was expecting more, though. And just like the first Deus Ex, there is a lot of reading. There are a lot of texts. Whenever you hack into a person's personal computer, you know, you can read, you know, things that will actually help you out with the game, to junk mail. They put a lot of effort into, you know, the text, and the dialogue and all of that. Another thing that I really like about this game is the size of the levels, the floor plans and all that. It's very big. There's a lot of ground to cover. Alright, here's one thing that I hate about the game. The hacking. The hacking is way too complicated than what it needs to be. Hacking actually makes it not worth hacking at all. Like, the things that you get out of hacking aren't necessarily worth it. See if I can get past this security system.
Access granted.
Of course, that was level 1 hacking. It tends to get harder, more complicated, and a lot less fun. Now, the only way to actually have hacking be beneficial for you is if you get, like, all your hacking abilities, which is 4 of these, oddly enough. You would think that they'd be able to tone it down just a little bit, but no, there's 4. There are 4 augmentations just for hacking, which is ridiculous. While everything else kind of has like 2. If you actually raise everything in your hacking ability, then hacking is more beneficial and more worth it. The thing that I like about Deus Ex Human Revolution is the ducking capability and the hiding behind objects. You are actually able to hug around a corner, which is really nice and very, very handy. And I like the way you're able to move and still stay hidden. It's just smooth, fun, and easy. And fairly realistic. Another problem that I have with Deus Ex Human Revolution is the fact that they took out a lot of weaponry. You do not get as much weaponry in this as you did in the first one. The first one, you got a whole bunch of melee weapons, non-lethal weapons, bullet weapons, and like, rocket launchers and explosion type weapons. I remember, whenever I got bored in the first one, I would, go around trying to find, like, civilians and homeless people and just, like, pepper spraying them and their reaction. They're like, ah! And it was just so much fun. But they didn't have it in this one. The only, like, non-lethal weapon that you had was the taser. And in the first one, I remember with the taser that you had, you would tase them, and they'd, stand there for a while. You would have to shock them again to have them knock out. And that was fun. Call me sadistic, but it was. However, the upgrades were nice. You had your basic, selection. Pistol, assault rifle, like heavy rifle, shotgun. It had a few, basic, nice weaponry. Now, I'm really hoping that they're going to make another Deus Ex. As far as a sequel for this one goes, I don't think they should. When they did a sequel for the first one, that was kind of like a continuation of the story. It kind of threw things off. Because, well, with the Deus Ex game series, you have several endings, and it's all up to you on what ending you want. But when they came out with the second one, you pretty much get the idea that there was only one ending that was supposed to happen, essentially, which kind of throws everything off. So hopefully they won't make a sequel of this one. They'll just like have a different storyline, something else that's happening. That's actually the feel that I got for this game. It wasn't necessarily a prequel, and it wasn't a continuation. It was something that was kind of happening at the same time as J.C. Denton was, doing his thing. Adam was doing his thing. So hopefully they'll have like another game that's, you know, fairly similar to this. I'm gonna quote a person that did a review on this as well. This game really stimulates your brain and your trigger finger. Well, I don't know if I quoted that exactly, but it's true though. It's definitely a game that requires quite a bit of thinking and decision making. I hope you all enjoyed this review for Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I hope you enjoyed the game.